Thank you for joining me on this last episode of the new season of my leadership podcast. This season has been about the resilient leader. Are you a resilient leader? Our world has been faced with all kinds of challenges, and it calls for a stronger leadership. Whether you're leading at home, you're leading at work, you're leading a team, a sport team, you're leading in a faith environment, you're leading an enterprise. The challenge of this season is that you put your A game on, bring your A game on in terms of resilience. Every leader needs more level of resilience to be able to pull through with your team this season. And I started out by talking about the resilient leader from the point of view of emotional control. That the resilient leader is the one that has emotional control, the one that does not just react to things but respond to things. We also, talked about the subject of confidence. That the resilient leader is the one that is confident in his God-given ability, and then engages into personal, confidence as well, which is engaging the other people to call forth the king and the queen in them, bringing their ability up so that we can face challenges together. And in the last episode, I spoke to the subject of handling challenges. That the resilient leader is the one that seeks to be over challenged, but not dangerously over challenged, moderately over challenged, keeping that tension that calls for more in you and helps you to be on your toe, willing to take more risk, willing to push yourself, and to remain driven. In this last episode, I'm speaking to the subject of a resilient leader from the point of view of commitment. Now, I don't know if you've heard this before, that in the story of the making of bacon and egg, which you have, which is the major part of the English breakfast, for instance, whether it's ham or bacon and egg, we say that the bacon or the ham will come from the pig, and the pig had to lay down its life for you to get it. So the pig was committed, but the chicken was involved. The chicken just lays the egg and walks away. But the pig was committed, fully committed to the point of death, to the point that they can slice the flesh out, and then you have your bacon. So the next time you are eating English breakfast and you have bacon and egg, always remind yourself that for you to be a resilient leader, you have to be like the pig, not the chicken. The pig was committed. The chicken was involved. In changing times and in the face of adversity, and to be able to weather the storm as a leader and come out stronger on the other side, a resilient leader, therefore, is the kind of leader that is not just involved but committed. Yeah, not just involved but committed. As we go through whatever situation that you're going through, at work, at home, maybe family challenges, maybe financial challenge or whatever, you need to understand that this season calls for not just involvement but commitment. Yeah, anybody can be involved, but not everybody can be committed. A resilient leader is the one that is not just involved but committed. Can I ask you the question? Are you committed to your family? Are you committed at home? Are you committed to your marriage? Or are you just involved? Are you committed to that team that you are leading? Or are you just involved with them? Involvement is not good enough. Involvement cannot deliver a promise. When you are to lead a team, you must understand that that team has a promise to deliver on a goal, a promise to meet a sales target, a promise, to deliver on something. And a resilient leader is the one that will say, I promise to do it, and I'm going to do it. A resilient leader is goal-oriented. To remain goal-oriented, even in the face of adversity, you must be the kind of person that is not just involved, but committed. So next time you're at work, you need to ask yourself the question, am I just involved with this business, or am I committed? Am I just involved with this project, or am I committed to seeing this project to completion, and to completion the right way? Many issues are coming up this season. Economic downturn, that means money and financial resources may not flow like before. People are sick because of the pandemic, and it means that human resource may not be in the level of supply that you used to have. But when you remain committed, there's a way that commitment amplifies your effort and helps you to be able to achieve the fullness of what you are set out to achieve. Commitment has a lot to do with keeping to my promise. I promise to do it, and I will deliver on my promise. A resilient leader is a promise keeper. A resilient leader is a promise keeper. The one that wants to deliver result, that is result oriented, that wants to achieve the goal that has been set before him or her and the team. So the mantra of a resilient leader is, I will do what it takes to keep my promise and hit my goal. I will do what it takes to keep my promise and hit my goal. That's the mantra of a resilient leader. A resilient leader is committed. A resilient leader borrows energy from tomorrow into today, and it's only a sense of commitment that can deliver that to you. I'll keep my promise. So even when I feel down, maybe emotionally, I still focus on how I'm going to fulfill my promise and achieve the goal that is set before me. So anything may happen ahead in your quest to achieve the goal. There may be a lockdown, there may be a shutdown, there may be industry challenges. Someone that you trust may no longer be interested in the project. All kinds of things may happen. The people that are supposed to supply you, your raw materials or financial resources may not keep their promise. But you, as a resilient leader, you have to focus on keeping your own promise and galvanizing your team to also focus on the goal, to be goal-oriented, to be committed, to be ready to sacrifice. Don't forget, the pig was committed because the pig sacrificed its life. The chicken was just involved because it was just an activity. It's not something to die for. A resilient leader is the one that is ready to lay down his or her life, if it comes to it, to aid the achievement of a goal. Can I encourage you, as I wrap up this last episode of this season, that it's time for you to keep hope alive as a leader. And it starts with you, because a leader is an influencer. And to be a resilient leader, you have to be a resilient person. A person who will not just cave in, who will not just give up, who will be willing to continue to sacrifice, such that, as you go on, your story becomes a story of, I'm still standing. I'm still standing. Despite everything that has happened, I'm still standing. I believe in this vision. I believe in the goal that I've set. I believe in the promise, that I've given, and I'm going to keep my promise. So please listen to this. Again, I'm going to say this. A resilient leader is a promise keeper. Keeps promises, whether at home, at work, in business, in the community, in any situation. A resilient leader is a promise keeper. And to be a promise keeper, you have to be committed, goal-oriented, and look away from the winds and the wave and the adversity, and keep telling yourself, I can do this. I'm committed to this. I keep my promise, and I walk through the storm. Now you need to understand this, that the times are changing, but we remain strong and we remain steadfast. So I hope that this season has been a blessing to you. If you're yet to listen or watch the previous episodes, I want to encourage you, get on the platform, watch, make sure you complete everything, and then you'll be able to say, I finished this season. And this season is about the making of a resilient leader in you. I know one day we'll meet somewhere and you'll be able to share your testimonial with me, how this podcast has been a blessing and has helped you to become a better leader. I look forward to you joining me in the new season of Godman on Leadership as I share more on how to remain strong and lead well even in the face of adversity. Thank you for joining me.